It is May 17th, 2022. After the Blue Fairy recognition by one of the local Asian Pacific Islanders, the AAPI, in the area, their newest generation, I believe he's under 10 for sure, and he recognizing me as the area Blue Fairy, and he said from Pinocchio. There were others from his, let's call it piecemeal at the moment. His elders, I saw one standing watch, as is normally the case at school. There's all sorts in the school at the moment. And so that was that. I then went to search for what this Blue Fairy, how the movie world depicted or visualization pictured the character. I then, they used some nouns for person, place, and thing in the movie world, in this motion picture academy and their Technicolor and their whatever they're doing, that I have not been at a premiere, I have not been invited to premieres of these movies, which means I have not been in their political circles during this time period while I'm held here. There's been some whatever. So one of the places that I sought out after I went to the high school, and there was a brown-skinned or whatever colored woman who denied me access to public service or even knowledge of it. Said she couldn't deny me the whatever, but she also couldn't help me. So if you can't help me, why are you in the meeting? It's my one gateway and entrance to the world I need. Why was that woman at the meeting? That's a problem. That's the first problem in my real life in New York, or in this version of New York. I then later on tried to go back to school to finish earning my college degree and try to find a profession or a line of work that I might be good for, which is really difficult. And I got to this university that was like some kind of local in the Hauppauge area called Empire State. I signed up for it. They assigned me to another brown skin colored woman in charge of career development. I got a second. My classes were in business management and business organization with Professor Todd. The career development was assigned to a Frances Boyce, who is like a Michelle Muhammad, very brown skin, strong woman, except Michelle was never nasty to my face, while Frances was. And Frances was of no help whatsoever. Another brown-skinned, dark woman in charge of career development while I'm seeking answers because I've already been wounded in the field, and they deny me access to service and help and to get to where I need to be. Second time. So while that was going on, and she was not helpful, and in fact very discouraging and very racist, might I add, I was in my regular classes with a very Professor Todd, which I was always showed me kindness, caring, and respect, which I greatly appreciated. I don't remember much. I remember it was a one-on-one. I had to go to the building, and I would then go away, and I would, it was whatever the curriculum was. I had to write some essays, and there was one, and there was a choice of what to do, and one of them was, for I think management styles, it was to watch this movie, Lawrence of Arabia, I had never heard of. Now remember, this is the Empire State University that I entered that building. So I go into the building and he is there as my professor. And he gave me a list of movies. I chose off the list of movies. I'd never heard of Lawrence of Arabia. Apparently it came out in 1962. I'm looking at it. This is what the trailer of it looks like. And I did voice my displeasure, or I did voice, he asked how my other classes were going. Because I had two classes with him within the same scheduled period. So he asked how my other classes were going. I said, I only have one other class other than your two, which is career development. I said, and it's not going well. The woman doesn't like me. I don't know why. Again, she brought prejudice to the meetings. I did not. I bring myself, which is always like, you're human, and I'm not. And I don't know why you ask for money, advancement, and respect, and then treat me so disrespectfully. I never understand the humans when we have a face-to-face interaction, and they show me such disrespect. So anyhow, so here we are. 1962, Lawrence of Arabia put something out. Now, again, it has something to do, I don't know the political landscape around this. It was never spoken about in my house. I wasn't in an era, like, there was no preparation. Like, I mean, I'm Rh negative. I am, for all intended purposes, I am first order of business. My marriage is first order of business. Why is there no first order of business representatives in the field to help Lewis and I get to the proper marriage? That's a problem. But here's what the trailer for the movie looks like.
I deem him one of the greatest beings alive in our time. We shall never see his like again. His name will live in history. It will live in the annals of war. It will live in the legends of Arabia.
Who is he? Thomas! What is your name? My name is for my friends.
Now this gets confusing. Watching this movie and living here during this time with so much unrest in the American colonies in a real way. And with no guidance or mentorship. And first order of business is not anywhere that I can see. They have not done what was needed. So that's a problem.
None of my friends is a murderer.
And this goes back, this conversation between a noun and a verb. Now, they have this pronounced as Great Britain. I'm in New York. Again, if that's the burden of disease that they were shouldering and those were the nouns that they were using, I don't understand why First Order of Business was not able to get me to the correct marriage in the first place. None of this world makes sense since I arrived.
Great controversy has raged around the name of T.E. Lawrence.
I mean, this is common law. This is commoners' issues with Great Britain, and looks like Turkey on the, and like then you got wild turkey. I mean, this looks like this is common law stuff, and Great Britain's involved according to their acknowledgement that they let out, which I did not learn until late in life because they were not teaching this in the early public school. First order of business would have led one to believe that things were placed in order for the other receiving end, that I was handled correctly and handed straight over to where I needed to go. But instead, this whatever underdeveloped storyline keeps continuing where I'm held in commoner, and there's no first order anywhere to be found in my day-to-day whatever.
No man of our time has drawn upon himself so much praise and so much criticism. T.E. No man of our time has drawn upon himself so much praise and so much criticism.
Now, it says, now after 5 years, the first motion picture from the creators of The Bridge on the River Kwai. Another movie. I don't know if I watched that one or not.
Lawrence of Arabia, the land torn between two civilizations. Lawrence of Arabia, filmed against a canvas of awesome magnificence.
It says Panavision and Technicolor. This movie was 1962. I didn't arrive until 1978. And by 1978, Louis, whatever, my grandfather had been here. First order of business bloodline. In an ABO category, am RH negative. That means I am not common. I am not supposed to be lost amongst the common. And this has some ties in with Columbia Pictures. I don't know why Knights of Columbia, if they are the hand of something important, why they couldn't get between Knights. I've heard of Knights Templar on Ancient Aliens, but nothing in the local area. I've heard of Knights of Columbus. They advertise, and 1975 was part of that. Or his family was part of that. And then there was Knights of Malta I just heard about, which has some affiliation with Poland. But they were the people who were here when my grandfather moved in that all of a sudden just disappeared. And then Koreans moved in. So that gets confusing in real world.
Lieutenant Lawrence, sir, is not your military advisor.
But I would like to hear his opinion.
Damn it, Lawrence, who do you take your orders from?
From Lord Faisal, in Faisal's tent.
Hailing the birth of a new star, Peter O'Toole as Lawrence of Arabia. What was he really like, this controversial figure who became a legend in his own lifetime?
He was the most extraordinary man I ever knew.
He was a very great man.
He was a poet, a scholar, and a mighty warrior. He was also the most shameless exhibitionist since Barnum and Bailey.
What, in your opinion, do these people hope to gain from this war?
They hope to gain their freedom. There's one born every minute.
They're going to get it, Mr. Bentley. I'm going to give it to them.
And once you gain this feeling or word of this freedom, who's paying the bills and keeping the lights on? Who's holding law and order over that? It seems a bit chaotic and wild and barbaric and brutal. It's lost civilized in the outer specs. I mean, they're outside of my area of expertise at the moment.
And Doreen. Together, they made history. Now, a gathering of international stars unfolds the story. Alec Guinness as Prince Faisal.
The English have a great hunger for desolate places. I fear they hunger for Arabia.
Anthony Quinn as Auda Abu Taihi.
I carry 23 great wounds, all got in battle. 75 men have I killed with my own hands in battle. I scatter, I burn my enemies' tents. I take away their flocks and herds. The Turks pay me a golden treasure, yet I am poor. Because I am a river to my people.
Jack Hawkins as General Allenby.
I believe your name will be a household word when you will have to go to the War Museum to find who Allenby was.
You're the most extraordinary man I ever met.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Jose Ferrer as the Turkish Bey.
Your skin is very fair.
Also starring Anthony Quayle, Claude Rains, Arthur Kennedy, with Omar Sharif as Ali, and Peter O'Toole as Lawrence.
Again, it's 1962. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken, it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. I didn't get anywhere with Empire State University either. I never finished. I mean, I finished the classes. I received credit for them. I then tried to go back, but now I've got outer space issues with inner space. I just bought distilled. The thing is that at big pharmaceutical, neutralisis of the enzymes that they're putting in the food to process the food that they bring over here, I'm finding are poisonous for my genetic. I mean, I'm blowing up with this excess weight. My liver is on my left side is more swollen. It's not even a flat. It's now like at an angle. So I'm using this as a homeopathic. It says it's got 50 grains and 5% of acidity diluted with water in distilled white vinegar. I'm trying to use that as a homeopathic to neutralize some of the ammonia creating. But again, I don't have relativity, specificity. I don't have equipment to test my own blood in order to get the correct grain value of how much I need for dosing. Again, this is big pharmaceutical stuff, but I don't even have a doctor that I trust because the doctors don't even write their own granular formulas for prescription for the burden of disease to get to a cure. there's a whole itemized process and it's broken. Like the doctor is the doctor, and then the pharmaceutical rep is the pharmaceutical rep. And nothing seems to be homeopathic. There's no, for the consumer that can't afford either, there's no education as to how to neutralize acid rain or the effects of these harmful chemicals they're putting in the food. There's no training, there's no anything. And I'm being withheld from first order of business, which is, or a rep that can help me. That is a major problem at Private House. And I don't know which one of the public service, bread and circus trained whatever is in between my ability to stay healthy and get to first order of business and the person that I was built for, from like cosmologically elsewhere to this cosmetic. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It is Earth, solar system, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken. And it is Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.